Joining me now to talk about the struggles of saving for your children's future and your own, certified financial planner Suze Orman, host of CNBC's The Suze Orman Show, and author of The Money Class, Learn to Create Your New American Dream. Suze, thank you so much for joining us, because this is right up our alley here on July 4th weekend. And let me just ask you, has the American dream changed now when it comes to retirement? Let's start with that first.
Yeah, so it has changed. You know, before you used to hear people say all the time, I want to work till I'm 60. Maybe I'll retire when I'm 62 and then start to collect Social Security. Now, the probability and even the possibility, Candy, of them being able to retire at 59 and a half, 62 is nil. Most people are going to have to work if they have a job. That's a whole nother story, but they're going to have to work till they're about 67 or 70 simply to be able to get by. So it's really, really, really sad that that American dream has changed dramatically by about 7 years.
And has it changed because of just economic conditions, or has it changed because of demographic conditions, because of those big baby boomers coming up, so you have fewer in the workforce? Why has it changed?
It's changed because of economic conditions. Think about it. Most people bought a home. They had all this equity in their home. It was in their mind that when they retired, they most likely would sell that home and downsize and be able to have some extra money, maybe $100,000 or $200,000 extra to be able to live on. They don't have equity in their home anymore. Many of them actually owe more money on their home than their home is worth. Then you take the stock market. Look at the stock market. They lost 10 years' worth of growth. 10 years' worth of growth on their money. And while the stock market may have been doing well the past year or so, they aren't anywhere close to being even as to where they were just a few years ago, even with them putting their money in. Then look at the price of everything. Look at the price of gasoline. Look at the price of food. Look at what it costs them to actually live. They can't afford those expenses. And the list goes on and on.
And let me ask you one more question about retirement and that American dream, and that is, if you're not quite so close to retirement, but say early 50s, late 40s, and what are you hearing? You're hearing talk of Social Security benefits perhaps changing. You're hearing talk of Medicare perhaps changing. Do you now need to save more, looking ahead, thinking, you know what, these programs are not going to last? So what you thought you might need to save, do you need to save above that?
And it's not only that. Is your pension going to be there? Many of you work for companies that have pension plans that you have been counting on, and their pensions are totally underfunded. Are they going to give it to you? Are they not? What's really going to happen there? So that's what I'm talking about when I say that all of you need to learn how to create your new American dream. What is it that you want for yourself in retirement? And whatever that may be, you cannot count on the government anymore. You cannot count on Social Security. You cannot count on Medicare, Medi-Cal, or Medicaid. So you have got to literally take your own future in your own hands. So one of the best ways to do that is to, if you own a home, you better make sure that the mortgage on your home is paid off by the time that you no longer think that you're going to be employed. Why? Because that is your largest expense that you have. And you need a lot of money in a retirement account to generate the income to pay a mortgage, especially since retirement accounts in most cases are taxable to you. So one of the best things you can do is, if you own assets that cost you money to keep, and you want those assets, such as a home, please make sure it's your #1 priority, if you're going to stay in that house forever, to pay down the mortgage on that home.
Let me move you to children and the American dream that your children will live a better life than you do. And we asked this question in 2011, do you believe that your kids will have a better life than you? Only 47% of Americans said, yes, I believe they'll have a better life. That number was 62% 2 years ago.
One key word here that is really destroying, believe it or not, the future potential of these kids is the word productivity. Now corporations have learned to be as productive without workers as they were with workers. Now you have technology that can replace many human beings. Now you have outsourcing where many of these students would get jobs at places. Now that job where is being fulfilled overseas. So we are not replacing all of the things that we're losing with anything that really can take that place. So where are these kids going to be able to get jobs that pay them that kind of money when we don't need as many people anymore to do the jobs that we used to do? Trouble, trouble.
Susie Orman, the Money class, learn to create your new American dream. You can get it almost anywhere, I would imagine. Susie Orman, I think it's been depressing but informative.
Oh,
Thanks very much.
anytime.